There we go. Hello, hello. Hi, friends. It is Jody Harvala, Fargo, North Dakota, psychic medium, and I am here today for my 31 Days of Spirit. Today, we're talking about altars and vision boards. So I'm just going to hang for a second, let people jump on, say hello, hello. See how you're all doing on this Friday. It feels like Saturday. Eli's home, so he's thrown my week off. It feels like Saturday, and I'm like, oh, wait, no, it's only Friday. We have such a fun little project that I will show you later. It's not quite ready to be revealed, but we've been working on that this morning, so that's always kind of fun for us. All right, say hello in the comments so I know you're with me. There we go. Now I see ya. Now I see you jumping on. Hello, hello. There we go. See Miss Jen and Becky and Donna. Hopefully you all can see and hear me. Alice said her decorating is done. On to the baking. Happy Friday. It is a nice Friday. It's really like 40 degrees here already or something. It's super nice out. Such weird weather. Hello, hello. Happy Friday. Doesn't feel like Friday to me. Good, good. Hello, everyone. Oh, I was going to look at something too. Hold on. I wonder if I have it. Okay. All right. I know you can wear flip-flops. If you're Midwestern, you can wear flip-flops today. Yeah, I think we got up to almost 50 yesterday. I think it was like 49. So odd. It's supposed to get chilly tonight, but not bad. All right, friends. So today, I would love to know how many of you either have or have done a vision board, or you've set up an altar of some kind to hold your visions. How many of you have actually done either one? Give me a little feedback. So I've done both. I've done both lots of times. Eli and I used to do vision boards together. That's cool, Anne. That's great. Yes to both. Chris hasn't done either. I've done a vision board. Vision board with Colette, sure. Carla said she's done both, but prefers the altar. Yeah. Isn't that interesting? Donna said, I set up an altar, which I never realized until she took one of my classes. Yep, that's kind of what I was doing too. Alice said, no, I don't know enough about either to do them. I also thought altars were only used by Wiccans. I don't consider myself a Wiccan. I just think it's a cool way to hold some energy. I don't get really caught up in only Wiccans do this or only psychics and mediums do this. Like I really don't follow any of that kind of rules. I say use what works for you. Where would I start? I will tell you. Okay. So long ago I learned about vision boards, and I took a couple different classes on how to help myself hold my vision. And when I did vision boards, it was really this kind of cool process. and it was very intuitive. And we would have a pile of magazines of different things. It can be a million different kinds of magazines that have good pictures in them. You want good pictures. And we would set a timer to maybe like 10 minutes or something, and we would go, and any picture that caught our eye, we would put it on, we would cut it out, and then we would take another maybe 15 minutes, and everything that we would cut out, we would put on a piece of big poster board, and then we would intuitively read each other's boards and interpret what those pictures meant as far as what we're trying to create in our world. You don't have to do it that way. That's one way to do it. But when some people will do a vision board and they will find photos exactly of what they want. So like, let's say I want to do more ski trips. I would find pictures of like the ski chalet and people skiing on the mountain, or I'd put a photo of me and my family skiing, or I would put maybe in a corner an airplane with the ski hill and new skis and different things, like anything that you wanted to create more of, like pictures of money, pictures of stacks of money, maybe somebody running if you want to add more exercise. So you can pick and choose if you want to do it more intuitively or if you want to be more specific with it. And then that poster board goes up, and typically I've always been taught to frame it so that it is set, so that energy's set. What I didn't like about the framing sometimes is sometimes I wanted to change my vision. And so I would frame mine, but I would leave the glass off, or the little plastic piece, so I could move things around on my vision board. I don't think there's any rules on how you do vision boards. I don't think there's any rules on how you do altars. I like to do vision boards when I feel guided to do them. I started doing little altars years ago, didn't really know I was doing an altar. And then I was kind of, I'd take a lot of classes, and I was like, oh, it's an altar. Oh, I love that. It's a sacred space. It's an altar. It's a corner of my living room that holds my vision. It's a manifestation corner. You can call it anything you want. If you're triggered by the word altar, don't call it an altar. Just call it the table of stuff you want. Like, I don't care. Again, I don't get caught up in that kind of stuff because it's just a bunch of stories. So make it what you want it to be. Okay. And what I like about altars is I can work with them. I used to have one that was super funny, and I had this great little grid on there, and I had all these little Buddhas. And then it was so funny because when it was time for me to kind of mess around with my altar and change some things around or add some things to it, my cat would go up and she'd whip all those little Buddhas onto the floor. I'm like, that can't be good energy. And I would just laugh because she was playing when she was doing it. But she would whip all those little Buddhas off of there, and then I'd have to reset it. And I was like, oh, I'm just resetting the energy, so I didn't put a whole big story on, oh my God, my cat's wrecking my altar. She's a cat. She's going to do that. So I like altars because for me, I like to be able to change them around. And I've always liked changing things around, whether it's furniture, photos, altars, my desk. Like, I just like movement when I'm creating. And some people need the visual, they need the vision board, and they like to see it every day. But when I hang a vision board up, I become really, I just don't see it. Like, it just becomes part of what I see every day. And so I don't move it enough. And I didn't like the energy of that. It just felt stagnant to me. And it doesn't have to be for you. So don't take it as that. That's just how they were for me. And so I'm going to try this. I don't know if it'll work. I'm going to show you a picture of my altar, what I consider my altar. I don't know if it'll work. Let me see. Hopefully you can still hear me too. Okay. So this is my altar. This is my bathroom. So ignore that part. So my altar, we kind of started, I've had this pair of, they're wooden angel wings, and I've had them for years. And I just love the energy of them. I love them. I think they're beautiful. And so this is kind of where we started. We're like, oh, that's the wall that they want to be on. And so that's where we put them. I also always want my family and my vision. That's a big deal for me. And so with that, hold on, let me see if I can do this. Okay. Can you guys still hear me and see my altar? Let me see. I'm thinking you can because everything still looks normal. So I'm hoping you can. So here's my wings. And then I always put, okay, good. So here's my family. I actually had a client. This is actually a painting. I have a beautiful client. She's a beautiful artist. And so she took one of my favorite pictures and created this beautiful painting. And so that was a perfect space for my family to be. And then I usually have either fresh flowers, or I found this at Costco the other day and I was like, oh, I really like that because it's got a little tree in it. It's got some plants. I like fresh flowers on my altar because to me, it is, it just brings new life. Like if my business is slow or we feel tight financially or something like that, one of the things I'll do is go and move things around on my altar and I will add some life to it. Meaning a plant or fresh flowers. It could be a plant you already have. That's just always been a thing for me. I don't know where it came from. I've just always done that. Of course, I got angels on here. So I have this beautiful angel. My son gave me this angel. So I have that on there. I also have crystals. I also have this tiny little, it's like a little cactus candle. But it just kind of represents Sedona energy for me because I really love going to Sedona. So I just think it's cute. So I have her on my little altar. This is oh shoot, I can't remember the name of it. This is a sigil that a woman at one of the expos created for me. And she gave me this little easel with it. She sent it to me. And she usually does these like on our hands and stuff when she does her henna paintings. And she said, I'm going to send one to you because I think you need to be more active with it. And then I always have a candle. I got some dowsing rods. This is my magic wand because everyone needs a magic wand. We made those at my fall retreat a couple years ago. This is the ashes of my kitty Charlie. And as soon as we got them, he lived in the kitchen for a couple months. And I just heard one day, put me on the altar. So that's Charlie. I have a picture of Eli and I because we create our vision and our life together. I have stuff I want myself. So does he, but we also do some things together, of course. I love my crystal lamp. I don't remember what kind of crystal is, but this is actually from Sunny's shop, and Sunny means a lot to me, so I love that. This is a what is this called? I can't remember my words today. Trophy. This is a trophy that my son gave me, and it says like greatest mom ever or something, which I thought was hysterical. I also have, let's see. I think that's all the main stuff I have on here. And then a candle, of course, and this also was a gift. So when I do my altar, I will move things around. Sometimes we'll put a different picture up, or we had a big photo here that said love on it. Sometimes I'll move my crystals around. This area right here, sometimes I'll put notes there, or I'll put a bowl there to hold my wishes or my intentions, or maybe I'll put a symbol there. I have another little stone over here. So this is my kind of active area. And this is the place, like a lot of times I'll just say a quick little prayer and I'll light this candle for a little bit. And that's just kind of putting my wish out into the universe. So I use candles for that kind of thing. You guys keep hearing this from me, but I really like to keep things pretty simple. So some people would not like this out in their main living room. For some people, I think vision boards and altars and sacred spaces like this are much more personal. So they might hide them in their closet. I've had people put them in drawers. I've had people, one of my clients, it's something that came to me years ago. She's got a magic closet in her office. And so whenever she needs to bring in new employees or things like that, we always put a little note up on her magic closet door. So altars, I don't think there's any room. I will sometimes build an altar around our fire pit at the lake. And I'll put a rock on each direction, and I'll write some wishes, and I'll burn it inside of the fire pit. And so it just really depends what you want to do with it. To me, it's just creating a space and often some kind of ceremony. So like for this, my ceremony is a candle. Maybe I'll put my wishes underneath the candle. If it's a fire pit thing, my ceremony is a fire ceremony. So you can do a lot of different things with that. Okay, let me hide this now. Hey, it made it work. Yay. Okay. Just love when I can get shit to work like that. Okay. So that was my altar, and that's like I've had that there for years, and it changes all the time because we did have stuff on there, and I was like, oh my God, it's so cluttered. Like it just felt too cluttered to me. And so that was kind of a redo in the last season, and I wanted it much more simple. That word keeps coming up for me. And so that's probably a word that I'll be using in the new year a lot, is just keep things simple. So my altar and stuff is very, very simple in lots of different ways. My vision boards also were simple. I would go through my health, my wealth, my relationships, my career, things I want. And I would put that on my and I do a big poster board. Vision boards are hard when they're little. You kind of want to see them. Although you can have little ones too. Some people do them electronically on their computer screen, so they see it every day. That's another way to hold energy if you're trying to manifest something or hold energy for something. Okay. Michelle said, I have my altar in my bedroom. I feel like it's sacred and just for me. Yep. Love the ideas. Good. I have a picture of my dad. Yep. A rock from my ancestral grounds in Norway, and a candle and a wishing box. Yeah, wishing boxes are cool. Yeah, so there's a lot of different ideas. So here's the thing. Those of you that want to work on that this weekend and either create a vision board or you want to create an altar and you're willing to share it, you don't have to share it, but as a fun little extra to put you in the drawings for the prizes next week, if you post it and then tag me in it so I can see a picture and then people can get ideas from you, feel free to do that. If it's private and you don't want to do that, don't worry about it. But go ahead and post on my wall and show people vision boards and show people altars. Sometimes I love altars seasonally when I do classes on it. I'll send people out for a walk, and I'll tell them to grab things outside in your neighborhood that call to you. And I have a little tiny altar in my office, just on the corner of my desk. I have my lady. She's open to receive. I love her. She was bought. This is how she sits. She was bought at an art show with one of my friends who loves love. She always introduces me to beautiful art. And I just think she's just beautiful. So she sits there. I have this, I think is great.
That was easy.
Because life can be easier. So if you are someone that does things the hard way,
that was easy.
Get an easy button. You can get them at Staples or online on Amazon. I also have a fuck it button, but that's inside. But the easy button, this comes because a friend of mine, we were talking one day and we were laughing because I was like, we really do things the hard way all the time. She absolutely does things the hard way. And I said, how about we just start doing things easy? And I had this kind of pop in my head. And so I ordered us both one. And what's funny about mine is on certain days, it goes off by itself, which I think is hilarious. Also, some days it'll go off when Ruby's in here, I think just because from the static, but it'll go off by itself. And I'm like, oh, got it. Okay. I gotta ease up. I gotta make it easy. So I think easy buttons.
That was easy.
I think that's a fantastic thing to have on an altar. I also, I have my Cinnabar. Isn't this beautiful? This is from a store, one of my favorite stores in Sedona, and it was a gift from a woman that I'm good friends with. And there's a big long story that goes with it, but it's beautiful. It's for abundance, it's for wealth, it's for businesses and all that kind of stuff. And it came on this great little thing, so it sits on that. And then in that, I write my goals on the other side. And then I set this on there, and then that holds the energy. I also have another crystal lamp, and then I have a selenite tower. And that holds a lot of my work stuff. So I have a little one on my corner, and then I got one in the house too. In the summer, sometimes I'll build one out in the yard, and no one ever sees it. They don't know it's there. It's just some little fun thing for me, because I like ceremony. I like colors. I like having the outdoors. I like the crystals. I like that I can move it around. So I am partial to altars. But I have tons and tons and tons of colleagues and clients that love vision boards. So, and I don't think there's anything wrong with vision boards. I just like to touch things. And so I use altars a little bit more than I ever use my vision board. That's why I do vision boards. Okay. All right. What questions do you have on altars or on vision boards? And I will do my best. What you got for me? Questions on creating a vision board or an altar? And what I also like about altars is, let's say you gather some of your favorite stuff and you put it on your altar, your intuition, your body will actually tell you if something's in the place that it shouldn't be in. Like it'll be like, nah, you need to move that. No, you got to move that over. Oh, that's not supposed to be on there. So to me, I think building altars also helps you tune in to your intuition, because you'll get a feeling, you'll get a sense, you'll hear it on if the altar feels solid. So I do like that part of altars too. No worries if you're tuning in late. We're just happy you're here. No questions on altars or vision boards, huh? You guys got to have some kind of question. You can have pictures. You can have rocks. You can have jewelry. Sometimes I have certain jewelry that I like. Sometimes I have little things like this if I'm trying to get my confidence up. Sometimes I'll put oils on there. Yes, feathers for sure. Sue says, my altar has feathers. I've collected on walks, locks of crystals, an oil diffuser, a Buddha, Mother Earth figure, shells, among other items. Yep, it can be anything and everything. I think all of that kind of stuff is fun. So that's your homework. I want you guys to go and build a vision board or build an altar. And then if you feel guided, share a photo on my wall, or share it on your wall and then tag me in it so I see it. And I'll put you in the prize drawings for next week. We also heard our main Friday for 31 Days of Spirit, our main Friday email went out, but I've also had a couple that are still getting those weird blank emails. And we're still working with Active Campaign. What's the funniest about them is they have a completely different subject line and they're blank, just has a picture of me. If you happen to get one of those, if you could forward it to me, that would be great. And if you didn't get the full email with the video links in it for this week, I will forward it to you. I will be in and out of the office all day, but I will forward you the new one, okay? And it doesn't show up, the blank one, you guys, it doesn't show up in any of our files. It's not showing up anywhere. It's the weirdest thing. Yep, email me if it was blank, email it to me, and then I will I'll send you the one you should have gotten. So we can, because we don't know who's gotten it and who hasn't. We have no way to track it because it's not showing up in our system anywhere. So if you could do that for me, that would be great. Oh, there's several of you. Sorry, ladies. Did you get two by any chance? Did you get one that has all the videos and one that doesn't? Or did you just get the blank one? See, this is Mercury in retrograde in action. This is some of the shit that happens. Okay, so Bonnie got 2. Okay. How about you other ladies? Donna got 2. Okay. So if you got a blank one and you didn't, if you got a blank one, email me. Just let me know if you got the good one too or not, or if I need to forward it to you. I'm happy to forward it to you. So there's a lot of you that are getting the blank one. Shoot. Okay. Yeah, we don't know why. We have no idea. We have a ticket open with Active Campaign. They're very helpful. It's just taken us a little bit to figure it out because they're not sure either. I was like, it's not in any of the files. It's not showing up on any of our campaigns. It's not a separate list. I don't know. It's so weird. Okay, Rayanne, good. Yeah, so my email, if you need to, here, I'll put it in the comments here. If you got a blank one, send it to me. And if you need the real one, make sure you put that either in the subject line or somewhere so I can send that to you. Okay. Oh, interesting, Sue. Okay. She found the real one. Check your spam. Check your spam. Maybe the real one might have gone into your spam. That definitely happens. You got the blank ones and the good ones too. Okay. The hell. Yeah, I'm sorry, ladies. I don't know why that's happening. We're trying to fix it though. I promise. I promise we're trying to fix it. Usually our Active Campaign is really easy to use for us and we don't have many problems. That's why we're all, even they're like, what do you mean? So yeah, this will be good. Then I'll let Andrea know that we had several people. It's so weird. Okay, we'll make sure that gets taken care of for you. But yeah, if you're watching the replay and you haven't got the real email that has all the video links for this last week and you want them, make sure you reach out so we can get that figured out for you. So, and what's even weirder is they have 2 different subject lines. Like it has a subject line that we have, like week 2, day, 31 days of spirit. And then the other one is like the roundup. And we're like, we didn't even do a roundup. Cute name though, but we didn't even do the roundup. So weird. Okay. All right. Okay, ladies. So that's what I have. Does anyone else have any questions for the altar or vision boards? Any other questions on that piece? Okay. Yep. Just email me. Sorry, ladies. I love technology when it works. I'm just not very good when it doesn't. All right, friend. We'll get you what you need. Just let us know. We'll make it good. We always do. If you mess something up or something gets screwed up, we will do our best to make it better. Good question. So Carla said, is it okay to have several altars in your house? I don't see any problem with that. I would, however, because this is what I've been told, I would, however, ask your intuition, your spirit team within yourself, if it feels better to have several, or would it feel better to bring all that energy into one? And I think the answer, I don't think there's a wrong answer to that. I would just try that on to see if maybe you want to bring all the energy together, because it almost feels, and you have to try this, it almost feels like some of the energy when you have several gets a little scattered. But I also think if you have them scattered about, that also kind of spreads the energy out too. So I think that would be a super individual decision. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. No. But I wonder if sometimes the energy feels a little too spread out and maybe you want to kind of have a power place on certain months. Just kind of play with that a little bit, Carla. Marcia said, this is a great question. Would you remake your vision board if it's still your vision? I really sit with that. If I look at my vision board and see, this is what would happen to me is I would look at my vision board and I'd be like, yeah, that's my vision, but this vision board feels really boring because I like change. And I'm like, it's kind of boring. So then I would make a whole new vision board. If I look at my vision board and I had one vision board, I just loved it. I don't know why I loved it so much. I just loved it. And I used it for 2 years because it still fit and it still was fun to look at. And it still was something that fit in the energy I was in. A lot of people will do new vision boards every year, whether they do it this time of year or they do it during the Chinese New Year, which is February 10th, I believe this year, or they will do it on their birthdays. Some people like to do vision boards on their birthday or on a date that means a lot to them. So I think it depends, Marcia, if it's boring when you look at it, because you might have moved forward in your vision and maybe your vision board needs to show that. And maybe it's okay and it still inspires you. You want your vision board to inspire you. You don't want it to irritate you and piss you off. You actually want it to, like, you want it to hold the energy of excitement for you. Okay. Marcia said, still love mine, need a word or two more focus. So here's a little interesting tip. And I wanted to say this. I'm glad you said that. If you have a ton of words on your vision board, that often symbolizes that you're still in your head about it. You're not necessarily in your heart about it. So you might want to try, see how it feels, either adding some words just to see how it feels, or find some pictures that symbolize the words and then try those on there or try both on there and see which one feels the best. Because the words, sometimes they're just words. They don't have a lot of inspiration behind them. Sometimes they do. So again, there's no wrong answer. But sometimes if I have a certain word, like I really like the word magic. I've always liked magic. And I felt one time like I didn't really want the word magic, but I wanted a symbol of magic, which is kind of this Merlin dude that I have in my office. And I love him. And that was more exciting fun to me than the word magic. So try that on too, Marcia. See if that makes a difference for you. Yep. Maybe your word of the year. I'm working on those word of the years too, my friends. If you still want to sneak one in, please do. I'm going to be really working on them this weekend and next week too. Yeah, your word of the year on your vision board is great because a lot of people will get their word of the year and then they forget what it is. And they're like, shit, what's my word of the year? I don't remember what it is. We actually added a couple little tools to our word of the year offer this year. And we actually will be sending you a couple different things. We're going to send you an animal, a power animal, and we're also going to send you a PDF of your word of the year so that you guys have that and can hang it or frame it or put it on your vision board or whatever so you don't forget what it is, along with the recording, of course. Already heard pictures. Great. So you're listening to your intuition. I really think that vision boards and altars come from our creativity, and our creativity is what connects us into our spirit and to intuition. And when I'm doing like my retreats and stuff like that, what's really fun is I tell people all the time, I'm like, listen, just make shit up at first because it gets you into your creative mode. And that creative energy is that spiritual energy. And that's exactly where we want you. So if you need to make some shit up for a little bit to get yourself playful and having fun, like do that. It's okay. That's why I kind of like the pictures. Email me, Anne. I can sure look it up. Let me see. I think I actually have my list in front of me. Hold on. I do not see you on my word of the year, darling. Megan said, I think I'll make a vision board style painting. That's very cool. Yep. Kristen, yep. She said, fake it till you make it. Yep. And I could say that also. I like to be in the energy before I know how to be in the energy. So one of the things that I was told one time around at probably a time that I was my most broke, struggling with money. I had so many friends that were like millionaires. It was the weirdest thing to me because I could barely afford lunch. And then most of the people I hung out with just had so much money. And I just thought it was the weirdest thing. And I was like, Sunny, why is this happening? And I loved her answer, and I've used it ever since. She said, sometimes spirit will put you in the opportunity to feel what the energy feels like because you may not know what it feels like. And so it gives you opportunities to be in that vibration so you can learn what it feels like. And I was like, well, that's brilliant. And so if there's something I'm learning about, I ask spirit, like, let's say gratitude is something you struggle with. Maybe you're like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm grateful I can breathe and I woke up today and I have food in my fridge. I don't know. Yeah, I'm grateful, whatever. But you don't really know what the energy of gratitude feels like. I started asking spirit, like, you know what, put me in a couple different situations here where I can really feel what gratitude feels like. Like, I want to know what the vibration of gratitude feels like. And what's really cool is when I'm doing mediumship or doing readings for people, and let's say a loved one comes through, that energy of gratitude is so big because a lot of times, you were caretaking them or you were helping them or supporting them. And I got familiar with what that energy felt like. Or joy was another one. I was like, I don't know. I have no idea what the fuck joy feels like. I have no idea. I was crabby most of my life. I don't know. And so I started being put in these great, amazing experiences of what joy feels like. And that could be a simple experience like watching a little kid laugh their butts off at the store. That could be a little old lady just telling a funny joke. Like, joy can come in a lot of different places. I felt such fun joy, and oh my god, we had such a great story to go along with it in Alaska. I really wanted to see the whales. Like, that's been on my list for years. And I've been having whales show up on my TikToks and on social media, like everywhere for like 3 years. And then there was this opportunity to go to Alaska, and I'm like, I'm in because I want to go see the whales. And so we were out on the boat whale watching, and I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I could barely like handle myself. I was so excited. And we were seeing whales, and they took my camera away because they were afraid I was going to throw it overboard because I wasn't paying attention to myself. And it was just so fun. And then I had Sunny on this side, I had Brandy over here, Nikki over here, and they were all taking pictures, and we were getting ready for this amazing experience because a mama whale and a baby whale were coming, and we were waiting for them to breach the water. And when they breach, like they use their blowholes, and then you can see their backs and their tails whip up and they go under. They weren't jumping, but we were just waiting because they were swimming towards each other. And all of a sudden they came out of the water, and these ladies were trying to take pictures. And I was like, whoa, my God. And I just freaked out. Just a complete moment of joy, right? It was so funny. And they have this amazing picture of my arm. And I was like, oh my God, I totally messed up that photo for them to get of these whales. And they were laughing so hard. Thank God one of Sunny's videos showed it and we could get a picture off of it. But all week, the rest of the week, that's all I got was pictures of people's arms, because it was such a moment of joy for me because I'd waited so long and I was finally in this place. And it was so fun to be put in that experience. So sometimes it's big, huge experiences. Sometimes it's just little fun ones, but it makes a difference. Okay. All right. Tina says, I didn't have magazines, so I used all different color markers and wrote the words on a vision board. Is that too much in my head and not in my heart? Nah, because I think you were playing, Tina. If you're playing when you're doing it, don't worry about that piece. And you can always go back if you want to. If you don't feel like you have to, don't do it. But if you wanted to go put some pictures on there, great. But it feels like you were having fun, and I would bet you put some little lines and stuff all over it. but I do that a lot. Anyways, even when I'm doodling, I'll do different things like that. And I pay attention to what I doodle. So if you're someone that kind of, because whenever I'm on and doing readings and stuff, I'm always doodling and I pay attention. Yesterday I did a reading for this beautiful woman. She lost her daughter. And I kept, before I even got on the phone with her, I was drawing hearts all over the paper. And she was telling me this story and she's like, listen, like one of our signs is hearts. And I was like, oh, shut up. I was like, I have to send you a picture of this paper because I had hearts over the whole paper. And so sometimes when you're drawing and you're writing those words and all that kind of stuff, you're having fun and you're being creative with it and you're using color. So I love a colorful vision board. I think that's great. If you feel like it's too much in your head, Tina, then go ahead and add some photos to it, but it feels like a happy vision board, honestly. Alicia asked, does it matter what direction the altar faces? That's a loaded question. So you could follow like and I don't know enough about this. I know that my house faces pretty much due north. And so I put my altar in my money corner. And you have to look that up online. I don't know how to explain that to you. But it's feng shui. It's in my money corner. I honestly will go by intuition because I've moved my altar different places. Even on my desk, some years I'll move it. And so I don't think it matters. No, I would say set it up. And if it feels good to you, then it's good. If you set it up and it kind of irritates you, like, oh, I really don't want it there. Like I've had people where I'm like, where's your altar? Because I can feel they have one. And they'll be like, oh, it's in my closet. And I can just feel it doesn't want to be in there. And it's like, I think your altar wants to be somewhere else. And they're like, oh, I know it wants to be like out in the open. And I'm like, well, put it out in the open though. But they're afraid of their husbands making fun of them or their friends or whatever. And I just say, get rid of it. Who cares? Go put your altar where you want it to be because most people don't even know that's what it is. So I don't think it matters, but you can enhance different corners of your house using the feng shui bagua. But that's a whole loaded thing, and find a feng shui person because they'll tell you a place that you could put it to. You can also look up a bagua online and stuff too. Yeah, it felt like you had doodles and different lines and stuff on there, Tina. Feels like it has a lot of fun energy. Okay, what other questions you ladies got? Anything else? Someone actually emailed me and asked why I always talk to the ladies. And I'm like, I don't mind talking to men, but most of the time ladies are on my recordings and on my classes. So that's why I say that. All right. Any other questions? Try one. If you've never done it, make one. See how it feels for you. Some people aren't into them. Does not matter. You don't have to do it. I just think they're kind of a cool way to really hold your intentions for the year. All right. I'm not seeing any other questions coming in, friends. Feel free to tag me if you post pictures of your altars. I'd love to see them, or your vision boards. I'd love to see them. And we'll put an extra little drawing in the prizes. If you're getting the blank emails, let me know. We'll make that. We'll get you the one you're supposed to have. Okay. All right, friends. I will see you tomorrow at noon. I cannot remember what we're talking about. So I will see you tomorrow at noon Central Time. Okay, friends? Talk to you later. Happy Friday. See ya.